If you gave the next 6 months everything that you have, no distractions, no excuses, no compromise, no letting yourself off your hook, no letting yourself down, no breaking promises, then your life in just 6 months' time could look entirely different. You could be a completely different person, and you could be unrecognizable even to yourself. Now, most people waste years waiting for the right time, waiting for the time is right, waiting for everything to kind of fall into place. But the truth is, your next level, your highest version of you doesn't need any more time. It doesn't need to wait for the you to be right and the right time. It just needs more truth. And sometimes that truth will be something that you don't want to hear because you know it's true and it annoys you, it pisses you off. So if you're ready to maybe disappear for 6 months, to lock in, to finally become the man that you know that you were built to be, become the man that you know that you can be, then this video is going to be for you. And this video might be that little thing that lights that spark and that fire inside of you that then completely changes the direction of your life. Hey, it's Brendon. Welcome to the video. In this video, I'm going to take you through 6 steps that's going to allow you to completely change the course of your life in the next 6 months. Now, most people, they take so long to actually achieve something. But the thing is, they actually haven't made the decision to. And plus, there's so much externally going on. So if you want to change your life completely in 6 months, and you think about it, 6 months is such a short amount of time. Like if you think about it really, in your lifetime, 6 months is so small. You know, I always say to people as well, it's like if you could sacrifice like as little as 2 years, to 5 years. If you could sacrifice that and work on yourself, work on, you know, making some kind of money somehow, starting a business or investing or learning a skill, that then you could be free for the rest of your life. But most people aren't willing to sacrifice those 5 years. They want to go on holidays, they want to do this, they want to do that, they want to buy the big house, they want to do all these things. Whereas like if you just sacrifice for 5 years, I guarantee you that probably maybe, you know, 60, 70, 80% of people would be 10 times better off doing that than if they were just trying to, you know, live life because they only get one life. Yeah, live it, but also there's a little bit of sacrifice. So in this 6 months, let's compress this down so we can change so much in just 6 months. So the first one, completely disappear for 6 months. So no announcements. Don't put on Facebook, I'm going away for 6 months, you know, I'm going to work on myself, blah, 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 blah. Like no new chapter posts, none of that. Just go dark, just switch off. People will be like, wonder what's going on to him. Hey, it's Brendon. Quick interruption to your regularly scheduled video. I want to let you know of an opportunity that you have to go even deeper into this work together. Now, if you have not yet, please check out the description down below. And in there, we've got links to both Launch, our 3-day event, and also Ascend, our high performance mastermind. Now, Launch, it's our 3-day event, and it's the most ruthlessly effective event to change your brain, for you to become more aware of the subconscious programs and beliefs that have been holding you back, and to teach you the tools, the techniques, and the processes to dramatically transform those programs and those beliefs and literally rewire your brain. Again, Launch, it's our 3-day event, and we run them 5 times a year. We also have Ascend, which is our 12-month high-performing mastermind for men who are committed to their growth and who want to totally recreate themselves. I literally want to send you a new birth certificate in 12 months' time because you've grown that much. So if you're a man and you want to go fast, you want to go big, and you understand that you don't want to put off living life at your potential, and you don't want to hold on to any unnecessary stress, anxiety, fear, worry, doubt, or suffering, and you want to be liberated from those habits of thinking and live life to the fullest. So check out the links in the description, take a look at the program information and the amazing success stories from the men just like you who have gone through some of their programs, and I'll see you on the other side. And now, let's get back to the video. Silence all the noise, all of the stuff that's external. You don't need that. Cut out the distractions. Delete social media for a while if you feel like you need to. Pull back from the people that drain you. You know, if you're feeling like you always need to hang around people, or you are hanging around people who afterwards you feel like, oh, I feel like they're draining me, or I feel like it's such a hassle to catch up with them, just cut it. for 6 months. Use that time to build in private, build your mindset, build your discipline, build your habits, and disappear for a small amount of time to reappear unrecognizable. People be like, what's got into you? That's what you want. And you'll be like, well, it worked. I was at the hospital recently, and because my father's going through a few things, and I was at the hospital, and I went there early in the morning, and then I left and came back and started working. And then my sister and my family were in there, and then later on they came home and we were talking, and the nurse apparently said to someone there, like, he looks like he works out. And I was like, it's working. And they were a bit confused. And I'm like, well, I work out every single day in the private. Like, I don't really put too much on social media. I might take a photo every now and then. But I work out every single day, get up at 4 a.m. No one really sees this. I don't put it everywhere. And I'm grinding, working out hard. And then for people to notice that, I'm like, it's working. Yeah, this is the thing. It's like, if you completely go dark and just disappear for 6 months, when you reappear, people will notice. And that's the best part. So focus. If you want to live a different life, you can't keep living the same way that you have been right now. And you can't live your life out loud. A lot of people, they put everything over social media. No judgments. If that's what you want to do, cool. But I'm just giving you a different perspective here. If you want to just completely shut off, because focus is key. Think about it like this. If you're focusing on maybe, a social life, if you're focusing on social media, if you want to focus on maybe, your career and your job and hanging out socially with friends, and then you're focusing on your health and fitness, and then you're going to focus on working on yourself or working on, some kind of income producing skill. Right? If you're doing all those things, look how much focus is shifted. Your focus shifted on all those things. Where if you just cut back for 6 months and go, right, what's the bare minimum? Working out, working on yourself, learning and growing, and your career, and maybe a little bit of family time, like if you've got a direct family. So you've got 5 things now, whereas previously there could have been all sorts of things. So your ability to focus and spend more time doing those things is going to be dramatically different just from doing that, right? So use this time to build in private. This is one thing for me, is like, I work on myself so much. Like, if people actually saw how much I work on myself, my discipline, how I push myself, how I live, people would be completely blown away. They'll be like, you're crazy. And I'm like, good. Because if someone says that I'm crazy, I'm like, yes, I'm living somewhere that's completely out of the realm of what they could even think of. I always say too, if people don't say that you're weird or you're crazy, you're not operating anywhere close to the outer limits of your potential. People who are reaching their potential in whatever area it might be, people think they're crazy. People think they're weird. Good. So if people think that about you, good. It means you're getting closer to your potential. And now I know we're talking about the 6 months here. You could potentially maybe even go a bit longer if you needed to, right? Like, you could potentially go 12 months if you need to. And also, it could also be a good time to maybe go somewhere else. I know for us, depending on where you're watching, I think most of the people who watch this are in Australia. If not, you might be from somewhere else. But for us, there's like Thailand and Bali, which is super, super cheap. Different countries, I think if you're in the US, Mexico is probably super cheap. But go to that place. You might be able to save up for a little bit and book a place. I know there's places in Bali where they're just for men only. And you go there and there's no distractions, no alcohol, like no partying, no women, nothing like that. It's just working out, work on your business and connecting with the other men and eating clean and doing all that. That's like amazing. It is quite expensive over there, but you can kind of replicate your own little thing where you go to a different place and switch off completely. You'll be surprised how much that will help just doing that. So those are a few options that you can do, but just make sure that you just go, you know what, I'm just gonna disappear for 6 months. I'm gonna just head off socials. Now, obviously there's a small little part where maybe if you need to grow your business or you wanna grow that side hustle, that you need to be on social media to help grow that. Potentially, that could be an option for you. If that's the case, my recommendation would be to get everything off your phone. Make it as hard as possible for you to go on those apps, for you to go on those sites. So maybe just have it on the desktop or the laptop or whatever you have. Get it off your phone, or somehow limit it so you can't just go on at any time, because you'll be surprised how much time we waste, even if we don't think we do, right? So now you've locked in number one. Now you've gone, yep, I'm gonna disappear for 6 months. Maybe you've picked a location, maybe you've worked out what you wanna do. The next thing is you've gotta get clear about your goals or targets. I kinda like calling them targets because targets get hit, but a lot of people use goals, and so I'm just using the terminology goals. Now here's the thing, 92% of goals never get hit. People fail 92% of the time. So why don't we just completely get out of the goal setting and just hit targets? Targets get hit, right? Vague goals or vague targets equal vague effort, and that equals vague results. Would that be fair to say? If you've got like, oh, I kind of just want to, go over this direction, I use the example of money. Like people say, oh, I just want to make more money. I'm like, cool. If you want to make more money, you've got a vague effort, because you're like, well, I don't really know what I'm going to do how am I going to make money? Well, I don't even know anything. Then you're going to get vague results. Whereas if you go, I'm going to make an extra $10,000 a month by selling things on Facebook Marketplace, just throwing things out there, then that's a clear goal. Then you're going to take aligned effort towards hitting that, and your results are going to be aligned with that too. So set clear targets or set clear goals, whatever the word is best for you. So stop saying you want success or you want freedom. You've got to define it, because you've got to have something that's specific. You've got to be able to see it. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. If you can't see success, like what does success look like to you? I always ask this question. How would you know that you've achieved that? I was in a coaching session with one of my clients a few days ago from when filming this. And he said that he wanted more, this was a bit of a goal that he was setting for himself. It was around property development. And I said to him, okay, so how will you know that deal's come off? Like, how will you get it? And he had to really think about it. And then it was like maybe the bank balance. And he goes, no, it would be that I would write a check. Or I would be writing the invoice to send the invoice. I'm like, awesome, cool. That's what we're gonna do. I want you to write that invoice now, have it done, act like it's gonna happen, and then every single day look at it, feel good when you look at it, and it's gonna happen. And then there was another development that he was doing. I said, okay, cool, how would you know that you've got that? And he said, well, normally if I get that, I'll then walk around the property and I'll plan and see what I'm gonna do and everything. I'm like, good, do that now. Just assume that you're gonna get it. So go out there, walk the property, measure it up, do what you need to do. Make some phone calls, get some quotes, start getting the ball rolling, because you're just putting it out there. Because then you have more belief that it's gonna happen, it's gonna become more real, and the universe will help bring that to you. So this is why we really need to get clear on the goals and really get clear on how do we know that we're gonna achieve that. For me, for some of my targets, I've got some spreadsheets and some trackers and stuff, and it's like I will know if we hit this sales target because I will cross that number off. And so I visualize me crossing that number off, and I see that multiple times a day. Running events, I see myself speaking on the stage with how many people I want in the events, what I want the room to look like, and I see that because I know that's going to be the thing that I know. And so this is what's really important. We've got to get super specific and clear on the goals, but then also we want it to make us feel good. You want to feel good about it. So how much income do you want to make, or how much habits, or what are the habits do you want to have as well in that? What kind of man do you want to become? Think about it like this. Be plus do equals have. You have to be the person and do the things to have the things that you want. You can't have the things without being that person. And so most people, they want to be maybe successful, or they want to have more money, or they want to do all these things, but they're not prepared to do in the work to become someone different. And this is why most people, when they win the big lotto, they might win the lotto so their income's all the way up here, but them as a person's down here because they haven't grown. So then 5 years later, most people, they're in a worse spot than they were previously after winning the lotto, because they haven't built themselves up. And I feel like that's why most businesses fail too, is because the owner isn't working on themselves. They're trying to build a business up here, but they're stuck here. You need to become up here, and then your business will raise to that level, or your career or your finances or everything. Same in relationship sense. If you want to have a relationship here, but you're here, you're not going to be able to make that. You know, it's quite naive. A lot of people look in the mirror and they don't love themselves. Hey, it's Brendon. Quick interruption to your regularly scheduled video. I want to let you know of an opportunity that you have to go even deeper into this work together. Now, if you have not yet, please check out the description down below. And in there, we've got links to both Launch, our 3-day event, and also Ascend, our high performance mastermind. Now, Launch, it's our 3-day event, and it's the most ruthlessly effective event to change your brain, for you to become more aware of the subconscious programs and beliefs that have been holding you back, and to teach you the tools, the techniques, and the processes to dramatically transform those programs and those beliefs and literally rewire your brain. Again, Launch, it's our 3-day event, and we run them 5 times a year. We also have Ascend, which is our 12-month high-performing mastermind for men who are committed to their growth and who want to totally recreate themselves. I literally want to send you a new birth certificate in 12 months' time because you've grown that much. So if you're a man and you want to go fast, you want to go big, and you understand that you don't want to put off living life at your potential, and you don't want to hold on to any unnecessary stress, anxiety, fear, worry, doubt, or suffering, and you want to be liberated from those habits of thinking and live life to the fullest. So check out the links in the description, take a look at the program information and the amazing success stories from the men just like you who have gone through some of their programs, and I'll see you on the other side. And now let's get back to the video. Right? So if you don't love yourself, how can you expect someone else to love you? Most people are walking around in a relationship expecting the other person to love them unconditionally, whereas they look at themselves in the mirror and they don't love themselves unconditionally. That's quite naive. So always be the person first who is capable of having the things that you want, especially in a relationship, especially when it comes to success and career and business and wealth and money targets, whatever it is. You've got to be that person that's capable of having that first. And you've got to get clear on your goals, and then you've got to get clear on the person and the man that you want to become. Clarity is a superpower. You know, clarity is king. You can't hit a target you can't see. You know, imagine if you've got a bow and arrow, or bow and arrow. I was trying to think what it was called, a bow and arrow, and you're aiming at this target, but someone blindfolds you, and they're like, I want you to hit bullseye. You'd be like, I got no idea where I've got to go. And most people are doing that in life because they haven't clearly defined where the target is. So they're just like shooting things out. They're trying to go this way, trying to go this way, trying to go this way, but they're not clear. So clarity is a superpower. Write it down, speak it out loud into reality, make it real, think about it all the time, right? Whatever you hold in your mind, most of the time, that's what you become. Earl Nightingale said, you become what you think about all of the time, or most of the time. So think about it, write it down, speak it into reality, and get clear on what it is that you want to achieve. So now you've made the decision to disappear for 6 months. Now you're like, yep, I've got clear on what my goals are, what my targets are, something on that too. It's okay to maybe be a little bit vague on exactly the how. Don't worry about the how, the universe will figure that out. Just get super clear on the thing of where you want to head to, right? And so number 3 is learn a high income skill. Now, money isn't everything, but struggling with money will keep you stuck. You know, they say money doesn't buy happiness, but show me someone who has no money and completely broke in the society that we live in. Most times they're not all that happy, right? So I get that it's not everything, but most people, when you say who wants more money, everyone puts their hand up. So money's not everything, but it makes it so much easier. It gives you options. It gives you a unit of choice. It helps you be free, right? So learn some kind of high income skill. Start developing just whatever it might be. You know, it could be something that provides value to other people. It could be copywriting. It could be sales. One of the quickest and easiest ways to make lots of money is through sales. Get into sales. Get in a high income or a high earning potential, something that has high earning potential. You know, if you're just selling, you know, gym memberships for $10, there's probably not a whole lot of, it's not a very high potential, you know, earning capacity for you. But if you're selling, you know, programs for a coaching business, for example, you know, you could be earning 10, 20, 30%, and that's in the thousands potentially. So sales and leadership will make you rich, but there's also other options if you're not that inclined. Copywriting, if you're a writer, like use that. Marketing, if you like doing those things. Design, coding, coaching, anything like that. Something that the marketplace rewards. So have a look about all these things. Now, you don't necessarily have to go and do some university degree to be able to do it, because it takes forever. Like sometimes the doctors and stuff don't make that whole lot of money for the effort that they've had to put in. The 7 years or however long it is to go through uni, where they then got to go through the on-site training and start right at the bottom to get to that level. You know, that's a long time that maybe is not quite worth it. Whereas if you can get into something like sales, and or copywriting or marketing, or as I said, design or coaching or something, you literally can do that in a couple of years, right? Whatever the course might be or the program, sometimes it doesn't even take that long. Like most people, there's some small courses and some online things that you can do to really learn these skills, and then go out and start making a little bit of money, and you get better and better and better. The only thing I want to say is just be mindful that, like an apprenticeship, you know, I'm a carpenter by trade. When I started my apprenticeship, I was getting $7 an hour when I was a first year apprentice. And then it kind of went up to 12 and then 14, I think 16 when I was a fourth year. And then I came out after 4 years. So just think about it like that you're gonna just kind of have a bit of an apprenticeship. It might not even take 4 years, but just put in your head, right, it's gonna take four years for me to master this skill. You know, as I came out of my apprenticeship, I still wouldn't call myself a chippy. Like there was still so much there. It probably wasn't for a few years until I became full confident and could just go to work and be fine with what I was doing. You know, and other people are different, whatever, it is what it is. But just think you have that 4 years of an apprenticeship to learn this high income skill and master it, but you probably can make money within the 6 months. You know, you can become dangerous in a new skill if you just completely switch off and make sure you do an hour or 2 hours every single day developing that new skill. So study daily. You know, repetition is the mother of mastery. Spaced repetition and repeating things over and over again is much better than doing like one big block in a week. You're better off doing a little bit every single day, because it's spaced repetition and you'll remember it and it will sink in a lot more. Practice relentlessly, whatever you choose to do. Get obsessed with becoming useful and learn that high income skill. And so once you've got those 3 things down pat, the next number 4, which is super important, no excuses. None. No stories, no justifications, no blaming the economy, no blaming your parents, no blaming your past, no blaming anyone else. Responsibility. Your current results are the outcome of your daily actions, your thoughts, and your standards. That's it. That's all it is. Excuses keep your problems safe. Ownership sets you free. Let me say that again. Your excuses keep your problems safe. Ownership sets you free. The excuses that you're telling yourself, you're perpetuating those problems staying there. Most of us know what we need to do. It's that thing that we've been avoiding. You know, the magic in your life is sitting right next to the thing that you are avoiding doing. Start telling the truth to yourself. You don't need motivation, you just need more responsibility. When you remove the option to blame or to push the responsibility on someone else, you unlock the ability to change. You unlock your ability to become the next best version of you. As simple as that. Excuse-itis is a disease of the mind. Someone who always makes excuses for everything. So be very mindful. As soon as you feel like you need to justify or make an excuse, that's the thing that's holding you back. In a lot of our programs, I'll start off with, in Ascend, our 12-month mastermind, we have our weekly coaching calls, and one of those per month is just like a Q&A. So it's like we just bring anything to the table, let's just freestyle, let's just run rampant, let's just see what we can work through. And I always kind of start off with it. I'm like, right, what are the 3 biggest things you want to achieve? And I get everyone to write it down. I'm like, tell me why you haven't achieved that yet. And those little justifications or those little reasons why, that is the thing that's holding them back from actually achieving it. Because I said to you, okay, so, maybe why have you not been able to create the level of freedom that you want right now? And you will go, well, it's because of this, it's this, and this. Exactly. That is the reason why you haven't achieved what you want, not the actual achieving the thing that you want. When I understood this, it just completely opened my mind to everything. Because even if you justify for something, you're then pushing the blame onto that. It might not seem like it, but if we put it in a literal sense and take a higher level, you're putting blame onto that, you're powerless, and no wonder why you're not going to get it. And most of the times, those little things are little beliefs that are getting fueled by like, well, I can't do this because of this thing, or I can't do this because of this. And it's just like little programs that are running, and they're creating the future. And you're going to get stuck in there. We need to shift the focus. And if I ask you, why haven't you not achieved this yet? You've got to start with I. Yeah, it might be like, I haven't learnt this yet. Or I don't know this, or whatever it is. And that could be a belief as well, but then that's taking responsibility. And then we go, cool, that's the reason why. What do you want to focus on? And already you're focusing on the solution. Simple as that. But it starts with not making excuses. Excuses only sound best to the person that's making them up. We did a one-day event recently, and I had a few people that just emailed. I obviously didn't see it till later on. They were just replied to the auto reminders about the events coming up. And some of them were like, sorry, I had a tech issue. Can I go on the next one? And I'm like, that's just the biggest load of shit ever. You have tech issues. Everyone has tech issues, and you send me a message, an email like 1 o'clock when it started at 8. No judgments, that's just what it is. But I'm saying, like, to them, it's probably sounds good. But to me, I'm like, that's just bullshit. That's not, that excuse is, I can just tell it's an excuse, right? They chose not to get on for some reason. Who knows? There could be something else going on. I'm not making any judgments. All I'm pointing out is that excuses only sound good to the person that's making them up. Now, on to step number 5. There is no perfect plan. Now, I know I said previously about setting super clear goals. That's about setting the targets. However, there is no perfect plan to get that. Stop waiting for the ideal strategy or the ideal coach to show up, or the moment, or someone to help you. You've got to attract that into your life. When the why is big enough, the hows figure themselves out. When I wrote my first book, I wrote 500 reasons of how this book was going to help me. Every single area, how it's going to help my health, my fitness, my relationships, my business, my income, my ability to be social, every single area of life. And it was hard. I got to 400 and I was like, I just want to write this thing already. And so then I started writing it, and then I got to the 500, and then every time that I was doing things, like I might have 10 minutes between meetings or sessions, and I would be thinking about it, and I would start writing it down. And the amazing thing is, the whole outline came to me in that book just from writing the 500 reasons. Like, I literally wrote the 500 reasons, and I was like, I know exactly what I'm going to write in this book. I didn't really know at the start. Because when the why is big enough, the hows figure themselves out. And most people don't actually do that work. Most people don't write all these things down. And we did an event just over the weekend, just gone, a couple of days ago. And there was a guy who just wanted to make more money. And I was like, why do you want to make more money? And he's like, I just want to make more money. I'm like, well, that's not very motivating, is it? He goes, well, it kind of is. I'm like, well, how that's working out for you? And he goes, yeah, I'm not really doing it. I procrastinate a lot. I said, exactly. So you've got to write down, I didn't say you've got to. If he wants to make more money, I highly suggest that he writes down 500 reasons or 200 reasons or at least 50 reasons of how making more money is going to help him. And he's going, well, like, it could buy this. And I'm like, yeah, that could be all right to do the things you're going to buy with it, but be more specific about what else it's going to bring you. Like, it's going to probably bring you more freedom. It's probably going to give you more security. It's probably going to make you feel better within yourself. It's probably going to allow you to grow to be a new man so you can, have that level. So focus on those things. And as soon as I started saying those, I could see the light bulbs going off in his head, right? So there's no perfect plan. We just want to get the target set. We just want to kind of go, what's next? And we want to get a big enough why. Ask yourself, why is this important to you and what's the next logical step? Don't worry about the how. The universe will help you with the how. It's not about making those perfect moves. It's about consistent steps. It's just going, what's next, what's next, what's next? If you go to walk up a staircase, you don't stand at the bottom of the staircase and look up to the top and go, how am I going to get up there? You just take the next step, and then you take the next step, one step after another, and then you get to the top and you look down and you're like, oh, that's how I got up here. Because you never know how until after it's done. Even if I told you exactly how to do it, you personally wouldn't know how until after it's done. So don't worry about trying to figure out how. Just go, what's next? Small, consistent steps. Why do you want it? What's the next logical step? So just make a bit of a plan. Make a plan as, these are the steps by steps that you can see. Go as far as you can see and then go further. You driving a car and you've got your headlights out the front of you. The headlights don't light up the whole way to wherever you're going. They just light up enough in the car and they follow you. So the further that you go, the more that path is lit up as you go. It's the same in this. So there's no perfect plan, just go as far as you can. The momentum beats perfection 100 times out of 100. So the perfect plan doesn't exist. Just go, what's next? Just next, what's next? Keep going. And then eventually you'll get to that target and that thing that you want to be. And lastly, number 6, stop doing anything that doesn't get you closer towards your goals. This one is a key point. Audit your life brutally. What habits, what people, what thoughts, what emotions, what apps, whether they're on the phone, whether on the laptop or the computer, what environments do you put yourself in that are holding you back? Get rid of them if you can. It's only 6 months, just get rid of them. If it's not helping you grow, it's keeping you small. If it's not pushing you forward, it's holding you back. It's becoming an anchor. You don't have time to waste, right? Time is the only thing that we have. Every one of those, just one more beer or just one more of these things, just one more, connection with that person that is holding you back. Every mindless scroll, every pointless argument, all of those things, it's stealing from your future. I want you to think about it like this. It's like every time that you say yes to something now that you know is not getting you towards your goals, you're taking from this and you're putting it here. It's like you're pushing that further away every time you say yes to something here that you know is not pushing you in the right direction. Now, I'm not saying you have to be like, cut out everything and have no fun and be super serious, but just for a small amount of time, just go psycho and just go crazy and just switch off everything. It's worth it. Trust me, it's worth it. You literally can do so much more. You have so much more inside of you. I wish you could see that. I wish that you could just understand that. I wish that you would be able to tap into your potential. I also wish that if you saw yourself now and how you felt and how you looked, and then in, 6 months time, 12 months time, if you were in the best shape of your life, how you felt, how you looked, how you talked to people, how you communicated, how the level of your confidence. If you could just have that like one day apart, you would see a massive difference. And I'm sure most people would then go, you know what? I want to be like that person. But because it's so far away, they don't allow themselves to do it, or they don't realize it makes that big of a difference. But so just make sure that whatever it is that's holding you back, limit your time with them. Sometimes, and most of the time, the things that make people successful is not the things that they necessarily do, but it's more about the things that they stop doing. Maybe they stop eating junk food, or they stop making excuses, or they stop being so negative. They stop hanging around these people. They stop drinking alcohol. All of these things that they stop doing generally makes room for the things for them to start doing, right? Because you've got this empty space. All the things that are not taking you to where you want to go, as soon as you remove all them, you have all of this space for things to go to take you where you want to, right? So replace those things remove the things and then replace those things with aligned actions, stack your wins, and watch your life change fast. So no one is coming to save you. No one's coming to do this for you. There is no secret formula. There is no secrets. You see across marketing, it's like the secret to success, or the 5 secrets to this. There is no secrets. It's just someone's easy marketing tactic. And so for you as well, there is no secrets. All it is you've just got to have a line to action, think good, feel good, and head in the right direction, and understand that you've got to take responsibility for everything. As I said, there's no secret formula, there's no secret conditions, there's no perfect conditions. There's just you, your discipline, your decision to finally make it and to finally take control. You know, they say that it takes, a long time for people to start working on themselves and wanting to, create a freedom for themselves financially, whatever. But then after they actually make the decision that they're gonna do it, and they make the decision that they're gonna become a millionaire, that's when it changes very, very quickly. But they just haven't made the actual decision yet, and they haven't backed it up with belief. So just make the decision to finally take control and make the decision that you're gonna hit those targets. No ifs, no buts, just do it. And if you give these next 6 months your full focus, everything, just go psycho, just switch off everything, cut all the noise, build the skills, raise your standards, your future self won't just thank you, your future self won't even recognize you. So stop waiting, start building the life that you know that you can build. And in 6 months from now, show the world who you really are. Show the world who you are at your core. You'll come out of this and people will be like, who are you? Awesome. That's what you want. And I know that you can do it. I believe in you. If there's anything I can do, let me know. I want to help you become the best version of yourself, even better than you ever can. One of our programs in Ascend, I always say to people, at the end of 12 months, I want to send them a new birth certificate because they've changed so much. And so think about that. Go, I'm chasing this new birth certificate because I want to be someone else. I want to totally recreate myself. 6 months, let's go, dial in. If you need anything, I got you back for life. Let me know. I'm here to help, and I'll see you in the next video. You made it to the end of the video. You are the true top 1%. Now, don't forget to like and comment below what you got, your biggest takeaway was. I love hearing that. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you liked. Tell me what you didn't like, the biggest insight, realization. I read them all, and I like seeing what you got from this. Now, if you'd also like to grab my copy of my free ebook, 4 Rules Any Man Can Follow to Radically Transform His Life, click on the link down below in the description in this video. And if you love this video, you can check out some of the other videos on here, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.